You guys, it's the next day. I'm gonna start prepping the hood. I'm gonna remove the weather stripping. I ordered one last night from Amazon. I was researching online and I found it at Eckler's, but the shipping was almost as much as the weather stripping itself. So I went to Amazon and I found the same item sold by Eckler's for less shipping charges. So go figure. So I ordered that. It should be here in a week or so. But in the meantime, I want to start, like I said, removing some of these parts, and I'm going to set them aside. And I'm going to start prepping this for a couple of coats of black paint. I don't know yet what I'm going to do as far as the liner goes. I may just clean it for now. I checked some prices and they're pretty expensive, I think, for what they are. And I haven't found anything that really kind of speaks to me. I wanted to find something a little thinner that could be glued onto the hood, but I haven't found anything yet. So let's get started with this project. Okay, so I don't think there are any clips or anything like that when it comes to the weather stripping. Yeah, this one is really hard, and I think it's starting to crack. So this is just glued. I have to get some fresh glue for this. I'm gonna save this one for the time being. I'm not gonna get rid of it just yet. Oops, see? That's what happens when you're not paying attention. Yeah, some of these areas are glued pretty well here. I don't want to totally destroy it just in case, but let me get something like a knife so I can separate this thing. Let's see. Okay. So I get the old weather stripping off of there. And I guess I just had applied some extra adhesive here, but I gotta clean it up anyway. And again, I wanna, there's little things here like dirt or whatever, and I probably touched it up at some point. Yeah, I want to make this look a little better because this is all visible when you open the hood. Same thing, there's a few chips here and there. And I don't know yet what I'm going to do about these little lines that I marked. I may just kind of tape just to the edge of them and make a little masking area here. So when it's all freshly painted, I'm gonna peel that off and you'll see where the hinges go, how to align them. This one really doesn't matter. But anyway, That's it so far as far as removing the old weather stripping. So next I'm going to remove these bolts. So you can see I replaced all of these with grade 8. Just because I like how they look. All you need really are grade 5 bolts, but grade 5 by the way, those are automotive grade bolts or anything really, hardware as far as the grade goes. Grade 8, as far as I know, it's more like industrial, like for tractors and that sort of thing, which means they're a lot stronger. But like I said, when it comes to automotive, all you need is grade 5, unless you want the look of the goldish look of the grade 8. I also made some, I detailed these were so filthy when I first got the car, so I took all of them apart. I detailed them as best I could, and I also made, I don't think it was necessary, but I made some little gaskets for them. But anyway, I'm gonna finish removing these things and I'll be back. Okay, so and also there was this bolt here right in the middle for the cable guide. Next one I'm going to do is it's a good idea to save these old baggies because you probably can't read it, but I put hood, hinge, and support. These are the bolts for the support and the hood hinges. So I want to keep everything kind of together as much as possible. So it makes installation a lot easier. And like I mentioned earlier, I have this table dedicated for all my components that I'm removing, kind of somewhat in order, so I can find stuff. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I decided to paint these just to make them look a little better and less obvious when they're installed. So And I was looking at this. This thing always gets damaged, but I didn't let the paint cure long enough. I guess it got all wrinkled. So I may take a few minutes and sand it all down. The other side is just fine, but I was thinking about maybe spraying it with a texture paint, like a hammered finish. I don't know. I'm gonna see how it turns out, and if it has a lot of imperfections, I may go that route. Next, I'm gonna start removing these retainers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'm missing one, but anyway, mine has 6 of them installed, and these are kind of like a pressure type of fit thing. Let me show you how I remove them. I don't know if it's the right way of doing it. I don't know if there's a special tool for this, but I just get a pair of pliers, and I just compress these things. They're like a split type of stud here, and while I do that, I'm pulling up, and that allows you to remove these little discs. And again, all they do when you're ready to reinstall, you just hold this in place and just push them back in. Pretty simple, but they're effective. Instead of gluing the hood blanket. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of them. By the way, these things over the years can get a little kind of fatigued. The metal is kind of like a springy thing, and sometimes these little discs start falling out. You don't want that to happen. So what I discovered when I install these, so you can take a flathead screwdriver and pry them open a little bit, and then you can again press these into place, and that keeps them from falling out. So I wanted to mention that in case you're having a similar issue. Alrighty, let me start removing this liner. I guess I used some kind of an adhesive when I installed it to keep it from sagging. And now I gotta scrape all this thing off, so very dusty. Yeah, I can see there's a broken disc. It's missing the little prong. So yeah, for right this area here. There may be others. But again, I don't know if you can tell. You can see outlines here of components. Like here's the top of the air cleaner. And the reason being this is probably too close to the hood is because I have the Performer intake manifold. I don't know why why it bothers to do that. It's kind of silly. I mean, an L48, there's only so much you can extract from it as far as performance goes by doing bolt-ons like that. So, if you're thinking about it, keep your GM car old GM. Anyway, there it is. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, see how well it turns out. In the meantime, I'm just gonna sand this and clean it up real good. I'll be good. Get it ready for some touch-up and some paint. And I'm gonna go with a satin type of finish so it looks like underhood paint. I would like to try one of these days the Eckler's, not the Eckler's, the Eastwood. They make catalyzed spray paint, 2K or something like that they call it. But seems to be pretty good. It's pretty pricey, but I think for the time being, I'm just gonna go with something from the auto parts store or something like Lowe's. They have some paints that are pretty good. That's after the first pass with the putty knife. One thing I noticed, there's traces here of one of these plates missing. This one, like I said, it was broken, and I believe, yep, there might have been another one there. I have to look through my old parts, see if I have, keep my little stash here, and I may have a couple of those. Sometimes when I go to swap meets, I'll pick up a few things like that if they're cheap enough. But anyway, I'm gonna grab some sandpaper and start roughing this up a little bit, and also making it look better. That's the whole idea, right? I'm gonna start with the 220, just to remove some of the little imperfections. This does not have to be perfect, but I want to just smooth out some of the areas that need some attention, and then I may go with a rougher paper in here, maybe a 180 or even a 100. But anyway, I just want to start addressing all the mostly the visible areas with the 220.